Now
Yes.
Right? Your Easter treat. Just what everybody wanted under their Easter tree, or however you choose to celebrate. It's the Eternal Baseball Podcast, version 7.0. I'm your host, Mark Weber, with my partner, Brett Rotundi.
Well illuminated.
Right?
Partner,
the brains and the brawn behind Eternal Baseball.
I can even change it up. We can get.
Look at that. Yeah, I don't like anybody appearing brighter than me. That's like the one thing I got is pale skin. So now I have to tell the truth. You shot it right at me, and
I'm just gonna progressively just start sweating more and more throughout this broadcast.
Answer me.
I would probably pass out by about the game time.
Right. It's good to know that we're well illuminated in the radioactive bunker out in Utah. Welcome again to the Eternal Baseball Podcast. We appreciate you tuning in. If you were here last week, we tried something new on the podcast called Winning a Game, which was super exciting.
Feels good, man. Feels real good.
I put it up on Facebook this week. We're going to try to turn it into a streak. And again, we sifted through all the teams that we haven't hosted for the game of the week. And the game of the week that we'll have for you here in a few minutes is the Washington Nationals visiting the St. Louis Cardinals. And the Nats have had a bit of a tough season in Eternal Baseball, and the Cardinals got off to a slow start but have been rolling of late. St. Louis took the first two games of this series. On Saturday, Roger Hornsby had a seventh-inning solo homer to make a winner of Silver King, one of my favorite names.
Love it.
Over Zimmerman. And then today was just looking at the games as they lined up. I love looking at the pitching matchups. And it's cool when it's, a matchup that actually happened, when you have David Cohn against Pedro Martinez, or, even when you get more current, you get Kershaw versus Scherzer. But it's when the eras get split that it just, makes me go all tingly. And there were great matchups today, four of them. Johan Santana for the Twins against Satchel Paige from the Birmingham Knights. Steve Carlton from the Phillies against Christy Mathewson from the New York, now San Francisco Giants. Kevin Brown as the Rangers ace against Pedro Martinez in Boston. And the Nats Cardinals matchup today was Max Scherzer against Bob Gibson. Ooh. And I just and Scherzer's having a tough year in Eternal Baseball so far. And that held true basically today as Gibson held on for that 4-2 win. So the Cardinals looking to sweep the series. Nationals looking to salvage one win. Again, this is the first game of the Monday schedule. And we'll get that rolling for you in a few minutes. If you're a subscriber, which is great because there's no charge, at eternalbaseball.com, we do send out a newsletter every Friday and try to take a look at some different aspect of the game that isn't readily available through the box scores and the updates that we do online. And this week, we looked at defensive ratings, because every player is rated defensively on a ranking of 1 to 10 for any position they qualify for. So, of course, the teams are also ranked as well. And so I'd never really looked into that before to see there's a basic starting lineup every team has versus left-handed pitching and right-handed pitching. And so I looked at the overall defensive rating for your basic left-handed versus left-handed and versus right-handed starting lineups for all the teams, and then I averaged them. And because I think it's 70% of the pitchers in the league are right-handed, so I weighted the lineups. I got nerdy into the numbers, and so whatever a team's defensive rating was versus left-handed or versus right-handed pitching became 70% of their overall defensive rating. And then versus left-handed pitching, that became 30% of their overall ranking. And it ended up, once you do the very basic math, which still stretched my brain, every team got an overall defensive rating of 1 through 10, obviously higher being better. So let me share my screen here, and you can see my yellow belt Excel skills popping up. Here we go. So I'll zoom this up, make this as big as possible. So this is something we were looking at in the newsletter this week. It's the kind of thing you can get if you subscribe over there at eternalbaseball.com. And I guess I shouldn't have been surprised, but I really was, that the best defensive team, and by a little bit, is the Rockies. That kind of blew my mind a little bit because I don't think of, other than Nolan Arenado, who's not there anymore, but he is in Eternal Baseball. I don't think of the Rockies as having a history of defensive wizardry, right?
Dante Bichette, man.
I always remember Bichette fielding. I think he was an Angel at the time, or maybe it was a Rocky. But I remember like a double to the gap, and he ran it down and turned around, and somebody was trying to score from first. And so he had to fetch it off the base of the wall and then flat-footed from the warning track. Just heaved this missile towards home plate. And here's the guy around at third, and the catcher, you can tell it's online. The catcher's getting ready. And then he didn't even jump. He airmailed the catcher like 15 feet over his head, flat-footed from the warning track. It was, it was on target, kind of. But, I mean, who overthrows the catcher from the warning track with no, it's not one of those where it's a sac fly, so the guy backs up a couple steps and then walks into it, and he, had to pick it up, turn around, and, oh, man, he's trying to score. And, I mean, I would have given him a standing O just for the throw. Not that he got the guy, right? But
it's like ridiculous. 45 feet up in the netting.
I loved it that the catcher didn't even jump. He was like, okay, nope. No. So, I'll see if I can find it. I don't think I have on YouTube over the years because it was an amazing throw, but it wasn't an amazing play because he didn't get the guy. He didn't hold the runner.
I'll make a note, though. Yeah, let's see if we can dig that up. Yeah, I love finding all these obscure YouTube clips.
Bichette's, Superman throw that got nobody. There's another one that there's images of, but the camera work is terrible. And it's Bo Jackson throwing out Harold Reynolds.
How was there not a good angle of that? Right?
You can find the play, but they were so sure that no human could make that play that the cameramen weren't waiting for it. The umpires are even out of position on this play. And that's what the Mariners manager comes out to argue is, how can you call my guy out when you were halfway up the third baseline? Because the home plate umpire is expecting the play to be at third, not at home. And so I think they got it right. And the fact that it's Harold Reynolds who could burn, but Bo didn't care, right? He made a history of victimizing guys in Seattle, right? I'm sure when Reynolds walked back to the dugout, Bosworth on crutches was waving from the stands it happens. What are you going to do?
It's an elite club. Welcome.
Right. So I was looking at the Rockies because they really are, in their history, basically known just for being crushing hitters. And some of that gets discounted because they play on the moon, right? But defensively, what they've got rolling is they've got Helton at first, who's very highly rated. I think he's a 9 as a first baseman. LeMahieu at second, who I think is an 8. And then Story and Arenado, who are ranked very highly at short and at third. So it's really fueled by the infield. The outfield, Blackman and Burks and Walker and some other guys are good but not great. But it's that infield that completely fuels them. So kudos to the Rockies for winning our defensive ratings. And you can see how it may make a difference as it goes on. You see the Rockies are up there at 8.01 at number 1. And then on the other side, you got the poor Marlins at number 32 at 4.49. Like their average defender is a 4.5. So part of that is guys playing out of position. Like they have Gary Sheffield, I think, at third, right? And most teams learn pretty quickly that Gary needed to be away from the ball defensively. But that was, I could see how that was seductive when you thought you could sneak him, 500 at bats a year at third maybe. But it got a little prohibitive as time went on. Looking else, well, the other thing I put here, if you look at the ranked column, it's what each team was ranked as of Thursday night in the overall league by win-loss record. Because I really wanted to see if it would correlate, right? If the top defensive teams were also kind of running it in the league, and it doesn't really look like there's a correlation. So obviously defense helps, but you're not going to defend your way to a division title. The Birmingham Knights are up there at number 2, and they're leading their division. rather handily. Detroit's at number 8. They're leading the North. The Giants are at 9. They're the best team in the whole thing. But you look like way down. 25th are the Red Sox, and they're second in the league for rating. And they're not winning any Gold Gloves, or not many. And it is all relative because these are the best players, of all time.
Yeah, I was gonna say these offenses are so good that it kind of mitigates the defensive.
It doesn't matter
pluses.
How good your glove is when they keep hitting it over you. But anyway, it was a nifty thing to look at because defense, it does matter when it's close between two players of similar talent at a position, but. Does a great glove or a bunch of great gloves catapult an eternal baseball team to a division title? Doesn't really look like it. So anyway, we learned something this week. So,
hey, it's interesting. I'm glad you put that together.
Yeah, it's just something to look at. And the program is really good. And again, we use action with an exclamation point, PC Sports Baseball by DK Sports. And it's a great sim, and you can get into it really deeply. So I'm always trying to, peel that curtain back a little bit. And baseball fans are stat-oriented, so I want to try to show the stats as best as I can. A little something different every week. So sign up for the newsletter, free of charge, comes to your email address, and we'll always give you a little peek at something you may not have seen before. So that's our defensive stats for the week. And then we'll look at our weekly tracker as well, which we always pop up. Get this as big as I can anyway. There we go.
My daughter put some Easter themed things together real quick. So
yeah, let's see this.
Yeah, let me see if I can. Does that show?
Subscribe.
Yeah.
And batter up.
Hey, and I thought I'd get these out of the way. And
nice. Was that a batter hitting the Easter egg to break it open like a piñata?
This was the bunny playing infield that I think caught the. Please subscribe. Yeah, please subscribe to our if you haven't already, to all our social media, especially our YouTube. And here, one more. There we go. Only the finest graphics on this show. There. All right. Anyway, sorry for that.
No, I'm digging that. We need more of that.
Brave She put a lot of work into it.
Well, you and I are not artists, so we need some help. So right. I'm happy that we added a graphic designer to the staff. We certainly needed one. So I added the week 7 here. This is what we're looking at this week. So your strong teams are, sometimes it's who you expect. Birmingham Knights 6-0, Red Sox 5-1. Phillies A's were 5-1. They had a nice week. And the Cardinals are playing well, which is no surprise why we chose them to be our lead dogs as we go for 2 wins in a row tonight.
Hey, no shame, man. No shame.
Hey, man, we needed that. I mean, we're 1-5, but we needed a walk-off. And
we will apologize to no
to get to 1. So, but a couple of teams that have shown some spark lately. The Diamondbacks climbed over 500 at 5-1. The only shame for them is that, well, actually they escaped because they're in the National League South. So, they could make some noise there. They're actually the luckiest team in that they got out of the West, where the Giants have, I think, a 13-game lead. Like, we're a quarter of the way through the season. They have 9 losses, right? They're on a pace for about 36 losses and 125 wins. So I kind of hope it's not that dominant all year, because 125, good Lord. But anyway, so Diamondbacks had a good week. Knights had a good week. Red Sox, good week. Cleveland made some noise at 5-1. Oakland's been good. The Pirates had a good week at 5-1, and they're chasing the Phillies out there in the East, and the Cardinals at 5-1. Strong week as well. They're leading your National League North. And then the rough weeks, no one took it on the chin more than our poor Minnesota Twins at 0-6. Tough week for them last week. Expos at 1-5. And I watched most of the Expo games, and they're competitive in their games, but not coming up on the winner's side very much. Padres I thought would be better than they are, although there might be some Giants, some tough series with the Giants that have hurt them. I have to look into that. The Mariners were red hot to start and have scuffled the last couple of weeks. And then let me see over here, Tampa, Texas, and the Nationals. So when we had our chance to pick the game of the week, and we had a team that was 1-5 going against a team that was 5-1 this week, that was no brainer. So
don't judge us.
No, I mean, come on. Welcome to St. Louis. We haven't been to St. Louis. We want to see the Arch. Check out all that's going on down there. So that's what we ended up with for this week. And two cool things that happened in the week so far, or one that you'll see tonight. Anthony Rendon for the Nationals is on a 19-game hit streak. Yes. So we'll see if he can continue that tonight against us as the Cardinals. And then the Marlins have been, I don't say punchy at 19-22, but they've been hanging in there. You can see their last 3 weeks, they've been pretty good at 4-2, 4-2, 3-3. They got Jose Fernandez back from the biggest injury of the year. He missed a month with a hip injury. And he just got back on Saturday and had a good start. 6 innings, 1 earned run, 10 strikeouts, and got the win for the Marlins. So good for the Marlins for kind of, if I say the Marlins are treading water, it's probably the worst, pseudo pun of the night. But they got their ace back, and so we'll look for good things for Miami in the weeks moving forward. So that's it for stats and what we have rolling in Eternal Baseball. This is today's scoreboard. You can see some of the league leaders there. There were a couple of transactions within the teams just for guys that are scuffling like crazy. I watch a lot of Yankee games because I am a Yankee fan. And almost everybody except Aaron Judge is hitting below where they should. And some of it is dreadful. And so they're getting almost no production from Mantle or Maris, which is ridiculous because they're at their peak, supposedly. But everybody, there are guys who are going to have rough seasons. So to shake up that outfield a little bit, I couldn't bear to deactivate Mickey Mantle. I think that's sacrilegious on a lot of levels. But I gave Maris a little bit of a timeout, called up Bernie Williams. Just in case Bernie's red hot, he might be able to help off the bench. He can play center where Maris can't. Nice. It could be helpful. And then what I heard from Expo fans before the season, could not believe that Tim Wallach wasn't starting at third base. But by the numbers, Larry Parrish's numbers were better. But Parrish has had a terrible season so far. And Wallach is far better with the glove. So maybe inspired by our defensive study this week, we decided to give Tim Wallach a shot, made him active, and see if he can do some damage up there for the Expos. So, and again, if you were watching a team closely, and we try to keep our eyes on everybody, but nobody's going to watch a team closer than their diehard fans. So if there's somebody just killing your team, and we haven't caught track of it or caught wind of it, let us know. There are team-specific message boards at eternalbaseball.com. And if somebody's just killing your team at third base or left field or catcher or wherever, let us know. We want every team to be as competitive as possible. And odds are that we just haven't caught it yet. So if there's a swap to be had, every team has 15 inactive players, and they're all real good. So we can certainly make a swap, even if it's just for a couple weeks, see how it goes. So let us know if you see something that might give your team a little shot in the arm, get them ready to make that playoff push.
We love to tinker.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. Real teams do in baseball. So we can give it a shot. We'd love to try to make your favorite team even better than they are so far. So moving into the Monday schedule, we're looking here at Washington at St. Louis. So we'll get this loaded up here. And host make the displays bigger so they're easier to view. Washington's the computer. We're the home team. So here's a good look at our St. Louis Cardinals. And it's Steven Strasburg against Adam Wainwright. So we got a real good pitching matchup today. And let's see, versus right-handers. So we go Hornsby, Musial, Hafey, Pujols, Mize, Medwick, Simmons, and Smith. And the Cardinals sneak Pujols in at third base. hardly anybody remembers Albert Pujols, the third baseman, but they can sneak him in there even though they suffer a little bit defensively. That's what it looks like based on their basic numbers. But if we get into how they're doing this year, that's this column here, which is RP for replay. So this is how's it going this year so far for the players for their OPS. And the OPS next to it is what their stats say they should be. So you can see if a guy is actually scuffling compared to what he should be, or if he's hitting above his head so far. Like right here, Yadier Molina is a little above where he should be, whereas Stan Musial is a little bit down, even though he's still an 898 OPS. It's not quite peak Stan the man. So the one guy we've gotten here, actually Yadi is having an amazing season compared to Ted Simmons. So Simmons we have at 446. Yadi is way up here at 892. And always ready to fight, as we found out again this weekend. So I think Molina for Simmons makes sense.
I'm embarrassed to say I have never heard of Chick Hafey.
Yeah, I don't know that much about him. The one I learned a lot about was Ken Boyer. I'd never heard of him until I was researching the numbers. And he's a Fred McGriff type. He's a just missed the hall guy. Mm-hmm. And was kind of the standard bearer at third base before Ron Santo came along for the Cubs. So he didn't go to a ton of all-star games once Santo arrived. So Boyer is a bit of a forgotten soldier, but he's real good. I mean, look, the average here of 30 homers, 100 RBI a season, and he plays a good third base. So he's an option for us because he hasn't played a lot. Well, he's got 95 at-bats, so not bad, and he's putting up a 985 OPS. So if we put him at third, we could move Pujols. But that would
Mize is doing well, though.
Yeah, Johnny Mize is hitting well. So maybe Boyer's just a guy we watch for off the bench as a pinch hitter / defensive replacement.
He'll be our double switch in the second inning.
Right. Well, if it's tight late, we're holding on to a lead. We don't want Pujols' 3 rating at third base for the 8th and 9th inning. Maybe Ken Boyer gets a little taste. So I think we're looking pretty good. Hornsby, we might want to move Medwick up, given that he's hitting 6th for us, but he's tearing the cover off the ball.
Okay.
So Hafey's not struggling, but not quite up there. So maybe if we get Medwick for Hafey, and then so it's Mize, Molina, Hafey, Smith. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. You like that?
I like it.
All right, so we'll grab Adam Wainwright, lock him in, and off we go.
Welcome to Busch Stadium for tonight's game between Washington and St. Louis. Steven Strasburg takes the mound for Washington. He's made 9 starts on the year and is 2-4 with an earned run average of 5.29. His first start against St. Louis. He'll be opposed by Adam Wainwright for St. Louis. He's made 4 starts on the year and is 2-1 with an earned run average of 1.42.
Take that.
His first start against Washington. Washington third baseman Anthony Rendon is riding a 19-game hitting streak. Washington left fielder Juan Soto is riding an 11-game hitting streak. St. Louis left fielder Joe Medwick is riding a 10-game hitting streak. It's 65 degrees, wind speed 10 miles per hour, left to right, and we have light rain. Pitching for St. Louis, number 50, Adam Wainwright. Leading off for Washington, first baseman, Nick Johnson.
Nick Johnson.
Not your prototypical leadoff hitter.
Nick Johnson looking good over here. With that 336 sign right under his nose. And looks like we catch a break. It must just be a player day off for Trey Turner.
Oh, okay.
Because we're getting looks like Dave Espinoza at shortstop. So,
right.
So going around just taking a look at him, we got Joe Medwick, Stan the Man, Chick Hafey, Johnny Mize, Rogers Hornsby. I'm proud of this picture. I did that myself.
That's awesome.
Young Albert. I got to get a better picture for Yachty. But
I kind of feel like a 10 fielding rating for the Wizard is a little low.
Right, and I like Molina here. Molina might be underrated as a 6, but the arm is 8. So there's some crazy stat they bounced around in the preseason that are like in the Molina era, like the Cardinals have given up the least stolen bases of any team in Major League Baseball by like 400.
Wow.
Like he's just they just don't run. So
he's the sheriff.
He's so good. So all right, so here we go. We move my light a little bit. We got Nick Johnson leading off. All right. Oh, he might run.
Oh, what happened, Chick?
Jason Worth.
Wow.
I guess
he wasn't paying attention, Nick Johnson. We were making fun of him, and here he is ripping off a hustle double. All right, fine. Yeah, I don't want to see anything getting through shortstop.
I love how he was thrown out he was only about a third of the way down the baseline.
Right.
I love it.
So here's a couple streaks we're trying to break. Soto and Rendon. Pujols manages to field one.
Left
go.
field.
It's a good start.
Number 22, Juan Soto.
And Hornsby boots one.
Right fielder, number 34, Bryce Harper.
I tried to find the most obnoxious Harper photo I could. And I don't think Nationals fans will hate me for it because I think they're over the Harper thing probably by now. So I went with the All-Star Game America headband, and I could have gone with his Ultimate Warrior face paint from earlier in his career, but
I forgot. Yeah.
Did you see his Fanatic shoes this weekend?
They were actually there. They were green.
No, they were like he had stuffed animal Philly Fanatics glued to the top of them. It looked like he was wearing elf booties, kind of on the base paths. It was
really,
It was really something, yeah. So anyway, Juan Soto here is a threat to run. So maybe we'll just keep an eye on him with a little pick off.
Pitching for Washington.
Hey, I think we got him.
Oh, you got him. Did you get him?
He's gone. Nice.
Leading off for St. Louis, second baseman
Hornsby.
Rogers Hornsby.
Looking to make up for his boot. And we're in business.
Send him.
Center fielder.
Yeah.
Stan.
No, and I can't bring myself to bunt with Stan. I'll hit and run if you really want.
Let's do it. Let's make this happen.
All right, I'll be aggressive.
Let's take it back.
No, it's exactly what you want, right?
Yeah, there we go. I thought he was going to turn it anyway.
Without the hit and run, that's a DP. So, all right. Joe Medwick trying to keep that 10-game hit streak going.
Oh.
No.
Third baseman.
Not what we want.
Number 5, Albert Pujols.
All right, Albert Pujols. Moving on. Bryce Harper.
Oh.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Usually, close to the wall, it usually gets caught. At least that's how they animate it. So,
all right.
Daniel Murphy having a kind of tough year.
They got a pretty good lineup.
It's not bad, right? And really, no offense, Nationals fans, you have tougher sledding than anyone, right? Because the Expos exist in eternal baseball, so you don't get access to their players. So this is really 2005 and up. So the Nationals really don't have that deep a talent pool to pull from. But, I mean, some of the names, by the time you get through Scherzer and Strasburg and Harper and Soto, there's some talent there. But, rain delay.
Oh, no.
Check your pitchers. So you go to the bullpen.
Our first rain delay.
Wainwright is strong. Okay, good. I didn't want to sub him out now. That is a big advantage of eternal baseball.
Shortstop.
Rain delay is rather painless.
Espinosa.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody got wet.
This turns into a 5-hour broadcast.
Right? And we're still filling. We're doing live artwork.
What did TBS used to show? I'm trying to remember. Like old Braves games.
Oh, yeah,
Was
the
put on
Andy-
one of our old broadcasts.
had to be the Andy Griffith Show,
That's right.
right? or Beastmaster, right? They show Beastmaster so much. Some people thought TBS stood for the Beastmaster station.
Oh, I love it. What was the
But
other
here-
one too? It was with that mechanical owl.
Oh yeah, Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans, yes.
So many times. Yeah. Yep. I'm guessing their library wasn't that deep. Right? Originally, Turner Classic Movies was Clash of the Titans and the Beastmaster.
The Beastmaster.
So Brian Schneider surprising us with a double. All right.
First baseman,
But
Johnny
Espinoza
Mize.
did about what we expected. All right, Johnny Mize.
All right.
Catcher,
That's a
number
long
4,
single.
Yadier Molina.
Molina's having a good year at 367.
Wow. All right. Maybe he'll crank one here.
They probably have the best catching tandem in the whole league, maybe. I mean, Yogi Berra got called up for the Yankees, which is embarrassing to say. So between Bill Dickey and Yogi Berra, that's pretty good. But they have Ted Simmons and Yachty. That's a really good duo. So I don't think we're sending Mize to third at 53% and nobody out.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right.
Right fielder, Chick Hafey.
All right. Now here's where
Come
we
on,
see
Chick.
how much into the analytics we want to get. Hafey is a great bunter, rated at 10 out of 10.
So, Mize is so slow though.
But Strauss, I mean, this could be a pitcher's duel. And we got both men on early here.
All right, Weber, you've talked me into it.
But again, now this is where you're getting that National League baseball, right? If you bunt them over and the guy's likely out, then you're counting on Ozzie Smith to drive them in with the pitcher coming up next. So
Are you thinking a sacrifice or you're bunting for a hit?
we could do it either way, but Smith is not a great hitter and not having a really good season, and Wainwright's a pitcher, obviously. So maybe this is the best bat we're going to have up of the next three. Maybe we want him to swing.
All right.
Chick Hafey.
Begrudgingly.
If it's two, it's a real problem. Nope, safe.
Shortstop,
All right.
Ozzie Smith.
All right,
Man, are you
Ozzie.
feeling the squeeze? Like, what's his bunt rating?
10.
Oh, Weber.
Mize is slow, but the pitcher's up next.
Let's do we haven't done a squeeze yet, have we?
We have not. It's a scoreless game, so what's the harm, right?
What's the harm? That should be the subtitle of all.
If it wasn't the pitcher coming up next, I'd probably squish it, but I'm all right with it. Squeeze. Suicide or safety?
Let's suicide this sucker, man.
All right, here we go.
What just happened?
It looks like Hafey stole second on his own when we had a squeeze on. All right. We can do it again.
Let's do it. Should we do it again?
The corners aren't in. Somehow they aren't expecting it.
Did we hit steal instead? Actually,
No, I hit squeeze.
Okay.
Squeeze. Suicide. Get their eyes. Oh, I think you pulled it off.
Look at us.
That was all you. I'm not taking any credit for that.
Look at us.
Now, I would love to send Hafey home at 9%, but I think we got to let Wainwright swing the bat. He's hitting 200.
Let's do. I'm feeling it, man. This is good. Whitey. What would Whitey Herzog do?
Well, he'd hope for a double and send everybody, right? So, all right. Yeah, all right. Fine.
Hey, that's the only run we're gonna need today.
Look, we got one out of it.
Strasburg.
Happy about that. Now Strasburg gets to bat. Oh no. Sounded better than it looked. That's more like it.
First baseman, Nick Johnson.
Nick the Stick Johnson, who was supposed to nail down first base for the Yankees for a decade.
He and Kevin Moss.
Yeah, didn't quite work out.
Okay, you can sort of picture Pujols missing the bare hand on that
Right.
one just entirely. Like,
And Johnson huffing down to first and then going, oh, God, now I got to come all the way back.
you could absolutely picture that in your head, right?
Pujols looking at his glove like there was something wrong with the glove. Oh, no.
We got nope.
That is not coming.
No.
So we have lampooned yet another player who's taking it personally. Somewhere in Philadelphia, Sherry Magee is going, that's right.
It's a yes.
You give it to him.
I'm gonna get. I better not do it. My daughter makes fun of me every time I do it.
All right, Sherry Magee here looking like WWE Hall of Famer Edge. Very close, similar look to them. Not quite getting it though.
Third baseman, Anthony Rendon.
Now we got him the first time up, I think. So here's a little tip for you, Tony.
Second
Don't hit it high.
Rogers Hornsby.
You want to keep that streak going. All right, Rogers Hornsby. And
Center fielder, Stan Musial.
Stand the man.
Ooh.
Maybe. No.
Left fielder, Joe Medwick.
Come on, Joe. You got a hit streak, and we bumped you up in the lineup today. Not getting it done.
Left fielder, Juan Soto.
All right, we've got Soto so far.
Wainwright is strong.
We'll lock him.
Right fielder, Bryce Harper.
Look at this guy. Ooh.
Oh, did we double?
Oh, I thought we might double him off.
Murphy.
Daniel Murphy having a tough year at 208. Soto was going to. So far, Pujols.
Catcher,
Other than that
Ryan
foul ball,
Schneider.
I was gonna say he's handling his business over there.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
no problem. Might lead him there. Ryan Schneider. Moving along here.
Third
I do
baseman,
like the arch,
Charles.
right? In the outfield grass. That's a good look.
That
All
is
right.
cool.
The machine.
First baseman, Johnny Mize.
Come on, Johnny. Run, Johnny.
I think he legged it out. Yes.
Catcher, Yadier Molina.
Wow, he's slow though. So nothing doing here, I think, other than Molina ran down there just for moral
What
support.
happened there? Was a strikeout throw?
No, I don't know. Molina, it was just a pickoff. There hasn't even been a pitch to Molina yet. I guess it was just moral support.
He just came over to give him a pat on the back.
Yeah, you're a good man, and I believe in you, Johnny.
Come on, Johnny.
Run, Yachty, run. Okay.
Right fielder, Chick Havey.
Now only 7 bunts. Okay.
Yeah, Chick, middle name Magnet, I think. or not.
Shortstop, Danny Espinosa.
I'm still happy to see Danny Espinosa and not Trey Turner. So
Pitcher, Steven Strasburg.
all right, let's see. Strasburg's a good bunter. So this is where we can get a little more creative. We can bring Pujols in at third, or we can bring both guys in. I figure he's probably bound to bunt here.
Sounds good. Yeah, bring him in.
So we'll bring him in. Espinosa's not going to go.
Pinch hitting for Washington,
Oh,
Ryan Church.
that's a little early.
Ryan Church?
Yeah, remember Ryan? He was a big guy. He was like 6'6".
Huh.
I didn't see that Strasburg's pitch count was way up, but the rain delay may have had something to do with that as well. So no more Strasburg. Have to keep an eye on Wainwright, see if he runs out of gas earlier than normal based on that rain delay. So we probably don't need the guys in, given that Church is rated a 2 as a bunter. So we'll back our guys off again. Hold Espinosa on to try to preserve that double play. Ooh. Nope.
First baseman, Nick Johnson.
Hate
Nick
this guy.
Johnson, who came about us, is a fine ball player, very attractive man, good family man, I'm
Just-
told.
Just extremely agreeable.
Right? Donates to charities, good tipper. I just never heard anything bad about Nick Johnson. Can't believe the Yankees gave up on him.
Yes.
Center fielder.
I think we've got this game figured out.
It's all wins from here on out,
It's
baby.
anecdotes and compliments.
Right? Nick Johnson, though. But really, thank the umpire on a good, well-called strike zone and dusted off the plate himself and walked back at a comfortable, leisurely pace. Jason Worth.
Pitching for Washington.
Who else is going to win a Golden Glove, man?
Tyler
Clippard, another former Yankee.
Shortstop. Ozzie.
They called him, when he was in New York, they called him the Yankee Clippard, no doubt. Also, U of A grad, which means no college degree. All right. So, Ozzie. We can always drop a bunt with Ozzie if we want.
They pulled the infield in. Did you see that?
But they are expecting it. So
Yeah.
I think that means hit away. Yeah. Ozzie Smith showing that power he's so famous for.
Pitcher. Adam Wainwright.
It's hard to believe Wainwright would be out of gas, even with a rain delay at 68 pitches or whatever he was at. So I think we gotta let him hit here.
Sure.
I don't want to pull him in a tie game.
Second baseman. Rogers. Hornsby.
All right,
Come on, Rogers.
Man.
Third baseman. Anthony.
And his name's
Brendan.
plural too. That's like two guys striking out, right?
Uh-oh.
Brendan. Oh, see?
Dang it.
Well, I guess we should have taken our cue from them. So
Who do we have?
Rosenthal's the closer. A lot of these, we got it with a mad Hungarian Hrabosky. Like,
He's got to come in at some point.
well, and the trick here is all of a sudden we got a tiring pitcher, and it will take longer for a starter type to get ready. So we might want to go with a traditional reliever who I can have ready in one batter just to get Wainwright out of there. So if it's Wainwright's going to have to pitch to Brendan, but then there's a ton of lefties in a row.
There you go. It speaks for itself.
It looks like it's mad Hungarian time.
Love it.
All right. Get warm, Al. All right. So got a tired Wainwright. We can pitch around Brendan if we want, but we're far more likely to walk him. I think we just got to bite the bullet here and hope it doesn't hurt too much. Yeah?
Yeah.
We pitch around him.
No, let's.
Okay. Pools. Looking money over there with that
Left
golden
fielder.
glove.
Juan Soto.
So if your pitcher's tired, and you start warming a true reliever up. If you throw to one batter and then take a mound trip, it counts as time off the clock, and then your reliever is ready. So let's go for the Mad Hungarian. Oh, wait a minute. I went to the roster. I should have gone to the pen. I'll have to find a good pitcher. Oh, and yeah, that's a good point here. Hang on. I don't always forget about this, but it doesn't occur to me naturally. Wainwright just batted. Yeah, so we can put him there because we wouldn't. The only other further place we could put him would be for Hornsby, and we're not going to drop Hornsby out of the game.
This may be the easiest National League change we've ever made.
Right?
I like it.
Two for you.
Pitching for St. Louis. Al.
Look at this photo. So proud of it.
Love it.
With the funky striped cap that I don't even remember them wearing, and the foo, and oh man, let's go. I'm pretty excited for Al. Yeah.
Right.
He announced his presence with authority. Oh boy.
Get down. Get down.
There we go.
Pitching for Washington. Number 47.
I think we could probably get 3 more innings out of.
Right. I was thinking 4 hitters tops, right? Just get the lefties and we'll get somebody else ready.
Come on, Stan.
Stan the man. testing Daniel Murphy's glove. So it's
Fielder,
a battle truly of the
Medwick.
bad fielders so far, and neither Murphy or Pujols have blinked. Medwick, not quite.
Third baseman, Albert Pujols.
Let's go, Pujols. Oh.
Bro,
Second baseman,
come on.
Daniel Murphy.
All right, so we'll hope Hrabosky can get a Murphy and
Hrabosky is
Schneider,
strong.
maybe Espinoza, but after this batter, we'll want to see who we might want to get warming up. Ozzy. I know Ozzy only did the backflip
Schneider.
for the home opener of every season, or maybe an all-star game. But I just envision him doing it after every putout, right? Like just running across the infield, excited about the play.
I kind of feel like we could just move Albert behind second, just do a massive shift and give the entire left side of the infield to Ozzy.
You know, given that he's rated a 3 at third, it might not make any difference if we just move Pujols wherever we want. Right. So Schneider with another base hit. Let's see.
This guy's killing us.
So coming up later, it's more righties before the lefties again. So if we were going to go to somebody else,
Bob Gibson.
You do Todd Worrell. Not
I
bad.
like it.
All right, he'll be ready.
Another
quick.
good handlebar.
Yeah, he'll be ready quick. So we don't need him just yet.
Come on, Al.
True reliever. So Holden Schneider on. Ooh, Espinoza.
Pitcher, number 47, Joe Gonzalez.
Now, they won't announce a pinch hitter until we commit to pitch to this guy. I don't think he's going to bunt. He's a bad bunter anyway. So I'm thinking we'll get Worrell warming up just in case we need a righty quicker than we expect. We'll see what Gio's got for us here.
Pinch hitting for Washington, number 20, Ian Desmond.
Okay, Desmond cannot hit right-handers. It's 297 versus lefties, 226 versus righties. But I don't know that Worrell can get ready fast enough.
Can we pitch out once?
We can. We can.
Is that enough time though? We do a mound trip.
We'll do a mound trip. That'll help. Hrabosky's strong. Wait, I mean, he has to be. Look at that mustache. But yeah, we can pitch out once. Nah, it doesn't matter. Worrell's not ready.
All right.
So other than putting him on, which would really be something with the top of the lineup coming up in a tie game,
I think you take your chances.
I think you got to throw to him, right?
Hope we get Colorado Ian Desmond.
Yeah, I mean, you could pitch around him if you wanted to, but he's hitting 217 overall. Like, I'm not. Yeah. I think we got to throw to this guy. All right. Pujols.
Oh, did they turn it?
Too. Great play, which means it was difficult.
Washington, number 39.
And we get Saturday.
First baseman, Johnny Mize.
Man, these competitive games, man, I'm into it.
I feel like it's a little pat on the head from the baseball gods, right? When Pujols at a 3 rating turns 2 to strand the runner at third, preserve the tie, and send us to the bottom of the 7th for Johnny Mize. And Blake Trainin in for your Nationals. Oh, yeah. I mean,
wow, this is happening again.
It's not quite as passionate as the Moncada walk-off. But Pujols starting the double play to strand the runner when maybe we didn't quite have our bullpen as in order as we should have. I'll take it. So, Yanni, what do you got?
Right fielder.
Only Yadier can hit a ball to the left center field wall and stop it first. But I got nothing but love for you. Chick Hafey is an amazing bunter. But it's the same thing we talked about Hafey earlier, right? They're going to count on Smith and Hrabosky. though Worrell is ready and likely to come in soon anyway. So Hrabosky's probably not going to hit.
Yeah, let's move. Let's bunt for a. Is he use a 10? He said
10 rating for a bunter. Yeah.
let's bunt for a base hit. Yeah.
Bunt for a hit. See where we get. All right. The guys were in anyway, but we got
Shortstop.
They had
Ozzie
the
Smith.
infield in, so maybe that wasn't as
Oh,
well planned. But whatever. Ozzie will make us look good. All right.
there we go. All right, who should we? Ken Boyer? Are you thinking?
Yeah, let's see. It's against right-handers, so let's look at this St. Louis roster. Batting, OPS versus righties. So this is what they're rated at. It's actually Ray Lankford has the best rating at 912, but Boyer's not far behind at 893. And if you look at how they're actually doing, that's this replay. Boyer's way up here, and Lankford's having a terrible year. So I think it has to be Boyer.
Okay.
So Boyer for Hrabosky.
And then do we? I guess well. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think we could leave him in and do something with Pujols. We could move Pujols to first and drop Mize out altogether, or lose Pujols. Ah, man, I don't want to lose Pujols.
Yeah. Well,
we'll worry about that just right now.
Let's hit this 3-run homer, and we'll decide from there.
St. Louis. Ken
Boyer pops it up.
Get out.
Not what we were looking for, Ken. To be honest with you, but Rogers.
All right. Well. All right.
Johnson.
So we'll bring Worrell in. I think just for Boyer straight, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we can put him wherever we want, but I don't know that anything else.
If he had done a little better than
right,
like a 1-foot pop up.
Right.
Pitching for St.
Your
Louis.
night's over, Ken.
Todd Worrell.
All right. I don't want to. We're protecting the 2-1 lead. I want to make sure we have our backs covered here. So lefties coming up after Worrell faces a couple guys. I think it's John Tudor, who was a damn good pitcher. Bob Gibson's obviously not coming in. Rosenthal's going to close. So I think Tudor is our guide through those lefties, unless we get to the 9th and want to go with Rosenthal.
And Rosenthal can get up pretty fast.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. So here's Tudor in case we get in trouble. Warm it up. All right, Todd Worrell versus Nick the Stick Johnson.
Center fielder, Jason
Worth is having a tough year. And I did him a favor because I could have, remember late in his career in Washington, that beard got like lumberjack out of control. And I kept him looking a little more presentable. So, Todd Worrell with the web gem off the mound.
I love it.
I don't believe Anthony Rendon has a hit tonight. So I just jinxed it, but whatever. See, what I get for running my mouth.
That's all right. We'll take the single.
Soto.
And Soto does not either. Just saying. And Soto, Tudor's ready.
How's it? What are his
Soto
splits?
is 285 lefties, 281 righties. So I think we'll stick with Worrell here. Yeah, Worrell is better against right-handers, actually. So, yeah, nothing going on there.
Center fielder, Stan Musial.
I like looking at splits for like all-time absolute legends like Stan Musial. He struggles against lefties, 323, right? Because against righties, he's 343.
That's so absurd.
So whatever. We'll get Rosenthal up here in a minute, but we have some time because he's the closer. So, stand the man. Not quite getting it up.
Left fielder, Joe Medwick.
Medwick needs a hit for his 10-game hit streak. Oh, we'll go up to get Rosenthal warming up here. All right.
Albert Pujols.
I did not realize Pujols has 3 Ks, but has made up for it with his terrible glove getting it done at the hot corner. Come on, Albert. All right.
There it is.
He'll feel better. He'll sleep better.
First
tonight.
baseman, Johnny Mize.
You know what? In a different situation, I might run for Pujols and then we put Boyer over at third. But
I know. I was just thinking that, but oh well.
I don't know that we have any other.
Not all of us can be Whitey Herzog, so
Right. Frisch is a slightly better third baseman. So, and this guy, I always get it wrong. Red Shane Dienst is not supposed to be on the active roster, and he keeps sneaking up onto the active.
Well, didn't he manage them for a while?
I think that might be true.
Yeah, but who's officially their manager? Is it?
It's LaRussa.
Oh, LaRussa.
Yeah, it could be Herzog, but this guy, and I think he was a Cardinal for like 20 years. He's loved in St. Louis. His name's Red, right? But he just keeps sneaking up. But anyway, we could pinch run for Pujols, and Frisch could replace him at third and put a better defender out there for the ninth.
Let's do it. And he can run 30
30
stolen bases.
steals.
Let's do it.
Looks like he's our best run guy, too. So, all right.
Let's send him.
Frankie, welcome to the game.
Frisch is the new runner.
Yeah, maybe not at 50%.
It's only 50%.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well, it might be. Steiner's not great behind the plate, but
well,
Johnny Mize 3 for 3. I think you got to let him hit.
yeah, let's do it.
All right. All right. We got something going.
Catcher, Yadier Molina.
At
Come on,
380.
Yachty.
Let's see, Yachty.
There it is.
Insurance run right there.
Right fielder, Chick Apey.
And Trainin has thrown his arm out here at 43 pitches. I'm not sure why they've left him out there to hang, but Chick Apey will take it. I don't think we're not going to bunt or do anything.
2 outs.
Here, are we?
Now we got 2 outs. So
Danny Espinosa is up to the task.
Right.
all right.
Bryce Harper.
All right, 2-run lead.
So do you bring
Harper-
Tudor in for?
Harper is 288 lefty, 299 righty.
Oh, okay.
Rosenthal is the better pitcher, but let's check Murphy and Schneider, who are to follow.
Do we need a third baseman?
First, we just need to tell them,
Oh,
because Frisch only came in as a pinch runner, so now we need to tell them who's the third baseman. And then check this Washington roster and see how Murphy and Schneider splits. So Schneider is 651 OPS against lefties, 740 against righties. So Schneider will struggle against a lefty, and Murphy, who's having a terrible year. Let me see.
it's way down there.
Excuse me. Murphy, 881 against lefties, 741. All right, so we're not bringing in Tudor to get to Schneider because you'd have to go through Murphy, and Murphy kills lefties. So I think that means Rosenthal to close it out.
That's pretty interesting that Murphy does that well against lefties. That's
Yeah, I don't remember him as being a lefty killer in his career, but it's right in.
Pitching for St. Louis, Trevor.
all right. Here we go.
There we go. Bryce, no problem. Just Bryce Harper at the plate. And here we go.
Second baseman, Daniel Murphy.
All right, make me proud here, Trevor. Second, not quite.
Oh,
Catcher, Brian Schneider.
So here's Schneider. It's not that big a split for Schneider, batting average wise. 243 against lefties, 260 against righties.
that picture is cracking me up of Schneider, man.
Like that?
It's like Joe Scarborough or something like that.
I love the popped helmet look for catchers when I'm researching photos. I like something that makes them look like a catcher, right? I just don't want them at bat with a batting helmet on. Because if you're not wearing the armor, why bother being a catcher, right? Yeah, I don't think we're pulling the closer for Tudor here, because that lefty-righty thing is not that big a deal for Snyder, who's not a very good hitter anyway. So, yeah.
All right, who we got?
Espinoza.
Danny Espinoza, who's 220 either way. Wouldn't surprise me to see a pinch hitter here. So,
Pinch hitting for Washington.
Zimmerman.
Number 11.
No.
Zimmerman.
I'm less confident now.
Right? Zimmerman hits lefties better than righties. So we got the right person on the
Dang it.
Yeah, if he hits one out, he ties it up. Who cares? Look at that. Frankie Fresh. It's a good sub there. And we win.
Just clockwork. That just didn't even feel like that's clockwork now, man.
Right?
We're old hands at this now.
I got to say, I'm pretty happy that we subbed Fresh in for Pujols to run better and up the defense. And the last out with the tying run at the plate is a tapper to third base, and Frankie Fresh says no problem.
Love it.
Well, give a little recap here.
The final score from Busch Stadium: St. Louis 3, Washington.
We got a quick comment.
He is the winner. He is now 2-1.
We'll
Blake
get there.
Treinen picks
We
up the
will.
loss. He is now 0-3 on the season. Trevor Rosenthal gets the save. Number 9. Nick Johnson hit home run number 2 on the season. Johnny Mize hit number 3. Time of the game: 3 hours, 8 minutes.
Well, we got out in an hour too. That's not bad. And those actually wasn't that big a surprise that the runs were kind of down, given that we had a little bit of rain left to right. We had rain and we had a little bit of wind. It was a 56-minute rain delay. So that is one of the things I really like the sim. One of the reasons we chose it, the main reason we chose it, was how well it replicated actual baseball. So an hour rain delay in the second, your starting pitchers are not throwing 7 innings that day, right? So just like real baseball, we got 4 and 5 innings from our starting pitchers today. And then this is always an interesting thing to look at in the post-game box score is the stuff column. And remember, you can have, if nothing in the column means they just had their normal stuff, which is everybody's got great stuff in Eternal Baseball. But if it has pluses, a plus or 2 pluses, it means they were throwing exceptionally well. They, pitchers say, I really have my slider going or whatever. And the guys who had it going were Treinen, who we kind of victimized at the end. Happy about that. And then Rosenthal, who we stuck with for his 9th save of the year. So I'm pretty proud of that. Our pitching relief chimera there of Hrabosky, Worrell, and Trevor Rosenthal, giving us, 3 2/3 shutout innings in relief of Adam Wainwright. So
that may have been this may be our best one of the season, actually. Decision making wise, like we weren't too reckless on the base paths.
Nope. We made a good sub that seemed to pay off.
Squeezed a run in.
Yep, we managed it. We pivoted rather quickly when Wainwright ran out of gas that we probably should have seen coming, given how quickly Strasburg was out. But whatever, it's a win. So that's 2 in a row. 2 and 5.
We're getting dangerous now.
Yeah, and we're running out of teams to cherry pick. So next week will probably be tougher. There were only like 5 games to pick from this week that had 2 teams that hadn't played yet. So it'll get a little thinner next week. So there's a couple teams we haven't seen yet, and you'll see at least one, and maybe 2 of them next week on the podcast. So I hope you enjoyed the game. We certainly did. And again, it's Eternal Baseball. You can find us at eternalbaseball.com. We're about a quarter of the way through the season. Oh, that was one thing I was looking at that I didn't mention earlier. I think I wrote it down. Yeah. Our division races, there's really only one great one right now. That's the National League North, where the Cardinals just won. So they're at present 2.5 games over the Pirates. And then the East with the Phillies over the Mets, the South with Houston over Atlanta, the AL North has Detroit over the White Sox, and the West has AL West has Oakland over the Angels. All those are 4-game leads. In the East, the Orioles have climbed up to tie the Yankees for second place, both 5 games behind the division-leading Red Sox. And then your runaways early on in the American League South, Birmingham has a 10-game lead over Kansas City. And out west, the Giants, who are, I think they're like 33-9, have a 13-game lead over the Dodgers. So it looks like it's a runaway out west. But you never know. Somebody gets hurt, it could change up. But you can keep track of the division races daily. We have box scores daily. 2 players of the day that go up all the time. So check us out.
Don't forget.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Look at the bunny. The bunny wants you to subscribe.
Don't disappoint the bunny, please.
You can follow us here on YouTube or on Twitter, on Facebook. There's lots of ways to follow Eternal Baseball. We hope you like what you've seen. We've enjoyed our second win in a row, and we'll be back next week with another edition of the Eternal Baseball Podcast.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.